What's up guys, Jake here. On Instagram and Twitter the last couple days, I've been getting lots of questions about this video I made last week, a real 10x stock. I just bought 600 shares. The company I'm talking about is Altisource Portfolio Solutions. They are a company that mortgage lenders go to handle mortgage foreclosing on people. What is something since the pandemic started that legally has not been allowed to occur? So this company has been struggling the last year or so. Their stock price is really depressed. However, last week, Thursday, President Biden announced that he was going to renew the moratorium on evictions and foreclosures for only one more month. And it was on that news that this stock shot up from $6.40 a share. This is a very small microcap stock, over $10 per share. And the stock was holding steady at 10:41 until news broke at 1:40 p.m. on Monday, and the stock is now downtrending. So let's discuss what the news was and what you should do from this point. And the news that broke is kind of strange to me because it's basically a nothing changed stance. The Supreme Court leaves the CDC's moratorium on evictions in place. So this was a 5-4 decision from the courts, and this is very interesting to me because the conservatives on the court have a supermajority. They have a 6-3 advantage over the liberals or the Democratic appointed justices. I don't want this video to be about politics. I just think it's very interesting that the Alabama Associate of Realtors, a very red state, appealed or challenged the CDC's ban on evictions, went all the way to the Supreme Court, and Justice Brett Kavanaugh was, along with Justice Roberts and the 3 liberals, decided that, it was strange, but Justice Kavanaugh says, yeah, this CDC ban on evictions is illegal. However, since President Biden is planning to end the moratorium for next month, we're not going to strike it down. We're not going to cause chaos by striking it down today when the government is planning on just tapering it off and letting it end in a month. So basically, it's a no change. The Supreme Court heard what President Biden decided last Thursday and said, that sounds good with us. Let's keep this going through the end of July. But August 1st, the moratorium ends and evictions and foreclosures will resume. But of course, on news, that's not how the market reacts. The Supreme Court leaves the CDC's moratorium in place. But we already knew on the news last Thursday that it was going to stay in place through the end of the month. Now, in that video, I told you the risk is that something might happen and maybe there's political pressure, and President Biden decides to extend the moratorium on evictions and foreclosures another month through August, maybe till September 1st. Would not be good for Altisource Portfolio Solutions. However, I just think this juxtaposition of the announcement last Thursday by President Biden and then the Supreme Court ruling on Monday, I don't believe this was a coincidence. I definitely think there was some back and forth between lawyers at the Justice Department who were defending the case and then clerks at the Supreme Court where this was decided. President Biden announced last Thursday that, hey, I'm going to have this just end at the end of July so that the Supreme Court doesn't set a precedence. The president wanted to avoid a precedence being set that the CDC having a moratorium on evictions during a pandemic is unconstitutional. That would prevent it from ever being possible again in the future. So the Supreme Court didn't want to set the precedent that it was unconstitutional to have a moratorium on evictions during a pandemic, and the president didn't want it either. So they came to an agreement, which actually gives me a higher level of confidence that the president will stick to his announcement because a deal was struck, and the moratorium will 100% end at the end of July. But of course, since the president announced this, states on the state and local level have been responding, and Governor Gavin Newsom in California signed a law extending their own eviction protections and rent relief in the state of California. Now, each state, maybe on the city level too, they can do whatever they want. That's democracy. But this is bad news for Altisource Portfolio Solutions. If If homeowners in certain states are getting relief or protections from their state governments, then obviously that would affect their ability to do business in those states. But overall, I still think I mean, once again, guys, this is not good news that people's homes are being foreclosed on. I don't want that, but it is part of the natural market forces. As someone looking to buy a home this fall, home prices are outrageous, and for people that can't afford to live in their home anymore, they need to sell it and get whatever equity they can from it and then start renting. So if this stock price going up 50% in 2 days and then down 15% in 2 days is getting you a little bit antsy, then you can always put a stop loss on your shares. So let's go ahead and do an example for those who don't know. And we'll go into my Schwab account, and I purchased ASPS 600 shares at a cost basis of $7.64. Now, the current price is still over $9, which is good news. However, let's go ahead and say that something crazy might happen in the next month and the moratorium doesn't end. If the moratorium doesn't end, guys, this stock is going to go back down to $6. So let's go ahead and put a stop loss in so I can still take profit on this trade and not get trapped if the stock price does flash crash in a day. This is what the user interface with Charles Schwab looks like, but with your broker, I'm sure you can do a stop loss. I'm going to select sell all, and then I'm going to select stop. You can do a stop limit where basically if the price drops dramatically, you can say, don't sell my shares for less than this, but I'm not going to bother with that. So I'm going to do a stop loss, and my stop price is going to be $8.26. Roughly 10% above my cost basis, and I like choosing a funky number so that my order will trigger before anybody who put $8 or $8.25. Now for timing, just do good until canceled. With Schwab, this will make this stop loss in effect up to, I think, 60 days. Good for 60 calendar days or until filled or canceled. So I have to remember that this is there, otherwise it'll naturally expire in 60 days. But this will protect me if Altisource, if I'm not at my computer and Altisource, currently at $9, drops another 75 cents, and I'm comfortable selling at this price. I might even get back into it if there's a newsworthy event, but I still have confidence that, once again, this moratorium will end. Charles Schwab is going to give me a bunch of disclaimers being like, hey, do you know what you're doing with this stop loss? I'm pretty confident I do. I'm going to click I agree. Now, if I go back to my account, it's not going to show it anywhere on my account holdings page. I just have to remember that that stop loss is there. If I go under pending orders, it will show up and I can amend it if I feel like it. Once again, guys, with small caps, there's a lot of volatility with these stocks. In addition, they're very sensitive to news. It's going to be a wild ride for this stock for the next month, but I'm confident that Altisource will survive. We will get back to normal market forces affecting the price of homes, and this stock does have huge upside potential once we can get through this moratorium. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up so the algorithm knows it's good. In addition, follow me on Instagram and Twitter for the most up-to-the-second updates when I want to send them out to you. Obviously, filming videos, editing them, uploading them takes time, so there's usually a delay by a day, but with Instagram and Twitter, I can tell you things immediately if you're following me. Till the next video, take care.